everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanna and this is Joanna Budgets. But I'm not really budgeting anymore. Not right now. So we're just gonna do crafting stuff. I'm just gonna do videos where I'm not really doing a whole lot of editing. And so that I can just get them up quick when I have time to make videos about, how I, do the things that I do. So right now, I'm just gonna do like a million different things in one day. And so it's probably just gonna be more like I just washed my hair and I didn't fix it. I just let it air dry, so it looks super fantastic. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you what I do today. It won't be like you're watching every minute. I'm just gonna turn the camera on and take videos as I swap projects. So if a particular project takes extensively long, I won't record the whole thing. I'll just show you what I'm doing and then maybe come back when it's done and show you the finished product. Because some of the things I do take like several hours and I don't really have the capacity on my little tablet computer thing and my cell phone. That's another reason why I'm using an old phone. So if the picture quality is less than you're used to, or the sound quality, the dogs ate the microphones that I had, because dogs are great, and I didn't realize they were downstairs, so it's my fault because I didn't pay attention to where I had put them. I thought I brought them upstairs, but they were on the counter. And sometimes when my senior Great Dane thinks he's alone or sees something outside, he eats things, and so he ate them. He didn't like ingest them, he just, he's cute. So anyway, I apologize if the video quality or the sound quality isn't but subpar. I'm hoping someday I can afford one of those cameras that everybody uses, which I don't even know what they are, but they can take like 4-hour videos, 5-hour videos, and but my computer won't let me download anything that long, so I have to be short and sweet on my stuff. Still some dust on these. So today I got some new, I've got more scents on the way. I bought some new scents, so I wanted to make some, and some old scent, an older scent, but I wanted to make some Freshie beads, get those curing come July, so in a month, because today is June 9th. Starting June 10th, I'm going to have the Festival of Bells, which I think is going to be like 4,000 or 5,000 people coming through. But I have the Festival of Bells, and then that next weekend I have to set up for, or that same weekend, I tear down from the Festival of Bells, and then go straight to the Jackson County Fairgrounds to set up for the Jackson County Fair for that whole entire week. Then that Saturday we break down, and then Sunday we set back up at the Vinton County Fair for that whole week. Then I have a week off, and then I set up that next week at the Scioto County Fair. But anyway, I am going to maneuver the camera so that you can see down here, so you can see what I'm doing, and then do this, and then move on to the next project for the day. So, I don't know if you can see that. Put the jar. I'm making Freshie beads, and I make my own. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just do it backwards. It's kind of a weird angle. Let me fix this a little bit. There we go. There. Maybe. That's a little bit better. Heck. Okay. I make my own. Some people buy them pre-scented, but I make the scent I don't make the scent. I buy the scent and then I make the beads, because I also use my scent for my wax melts provided that they're, you know, you can use them for both. Some of them you cannot. So what you do is you put the jar on and you tear it out. Make sure that the jar is weighed along with it. So you only get what's inside as the weight. And then with car Freshies, you do 4 ounces to 1 ounce. So 4 ounces of beads to 1 ounce of scent. So this jar, I'll do 2 ounces of scent and 8 ounces of beads because it's a larger jar. I don't like to put any more than that usually. I might go up to 10 sometimes, but for the most part, I try to stay around 8 because the beads will swell. It's just recycled plastic, but they do swell, so they take up more room once the scent is absorbed into them. And this is backwards for me, so I have no idea what I got in there. Let me turn it. Okay. It's a little over, but it's fine. So it's 804. And then you tear it out again. And we're going to do 2 ounces of scent. And this is banana nut bread. I had a bunch of these made. And my event at the Festival of Flags, they bought every single one of them. So I need to make some more because they're obviously a bestseller. And I'm out. So I need to make more. So I'm going to probably make several jars. So let's see. I'm going to have to turn it because I can't see that. Oops, that went over, but it's fine. So then you just, it's two, I think it's backwards in here, so it probably looks like 5 to you, but it's actually 2.11002 something. So anyway, and this is when you could put your mica powder in there while it's still wet, and shake it up, but I do that sometimes, but this time I decided just to do everything in plain and then decide later on. Give it a good shake. And I would just decide later on when I make them if I want to make them colored or if I just want to keep them the color that they ended up being. Because some of these jars I didn't wash yet from the last round, so they still have some mica powder lining the jars, so you can see that this one still had, and since it's not anything you eat, it's not that big of a deal. I wipe them out. It's fine. They stay in my craft room. Animals don't get in them. You're not putting this in your mouth. Don't come at me. And the scent never really gets changed or altered if I put it in a different scent. But anyway, so these are going to be tinted a little orange from the orange that was already in here. And that's fine. We'll probably just leave it like that. Because why waste the mica powder if I don't need to, if I'm just using the excess that was already in the jar. So then you just leave it in the jar. And then in a couple of days, or every now and again, if you're in the office or near them during the day, you shake them a couple of times during the day, you flip it over. I usually do it once a day. And then I'll flip it back over, shake it up, and flip it back over. Some scents don't absorb at that ratio, and sometimes I have to add some more beads. Because if it takes more than like a week to dry, you've probably miscalculated your ratio or whatever, but I very rarely have anything take more than a few days to absorb. So if it's like I have this lavender one that said it was for car freshies, and it never dried. No matter how many times I added more beads. And then the more beads you add, the less scent you have per capita, basically. So just make sure you're getting good quality scent that is specifically made for car freshies, and you shouldn't have an issue. But a lot of times I've found that I'm the issue if I've used the correct ratio if I thought I used the correct ratio and my beads won't absorb the oil, it's probably because I'm human and I made a mistake. So if there's too much liquid still in there after about a week, I just add like a half a scoop of beads and shake it up. But normally it ends up fine because, you know, this scale is so high class. But you know, it's seen better days. It's cracked from the heat, and oh yeah, you know, it probably works perfectly fine. But I digress. I don't know why I keep saying I digress. That's like my favorite word today. So anyway, so these ones, let me pull you closer. So inappropriate shots of me, I guess. All these ones back here were done probably a week ago or so. So I need to shake them. And so you see how, well, there's one or two still sticking, but you see that they're not sticking. So these are ready to use. Making sure I didn't use my tag on top. Oh yeah. So these are ready, so I can start making Freshies with these. I'll probably make Freshies tomorrow. I still have a whole bunch that have to be painted. I'm not painting Freshies anymore, honestly. I just did a few just to get rid of the beads that I had, because I had some still in these jars from a year ago, and I needed to use them. They don't lose their scent until you take them out of their packaging, so as long as they're in a package, the scent stays in. So see, these ones are still kind of wet. This is the lavender one that I was talking about. This is the last of it, and this one hardly has any oil in it compared to the amount of beads in there, so it's probably really not going to smell very good. I lied. It smells really good. But technically, you're not supposed to use it if it's wet like that. It's supposed to be completely and totally dry. If they're sticking to the jar, they're still wet. And you're not supposed to see them. There's a whole bunch of them. You probably can't see them. Oh yeah, you can. There's a whole bunch of them on the lid that are still soaking wet. But I just don't want to add any more beads. So they'll probably just get baked a little wet, and then the baking will dry it. So then, see how they're all upside down except for a couple. Shake it and turn it. This was a new scent that I bought. This is warm vanilla sugar, and it's kind of doing the same thing. And these could be 2 weeks into curing. I don't remember. I'm shaking you. I apologize. So I'm just going to turn it and see what happens. Those ones are pretty close to ready. They're not really sticking. There's a couple, but it's fine. It's fine. This one's strawberry. That one's ready. These jars look a hot mess. This This one's Gain. Fresh laundry. Lemon's ready. This one's lavender, as you can see. And I have split these jars multiple times, added beads, and I can't get. So very clearly it was not made for Freshies. But, you know, we're in it to win it at this point, so I figured as long as it was made for candles, it's not going to kill anybody if I put it in the oven. Maybe. Let's see, these ones are ready. Those ones are ready. Ooh, fresh brew. That's what you do. Some people do it more times a day. I'm lucky if I remember to do it daily. But you have to turn them and shake them around so that you can get all of the beads to incorporate with the scent. Otherwise, you're not going to have well-scented Freshies. Yeah. I might have to double check that warm vanilla sugar, but I could have swore it said it was both candle and that one seems to be okay. That one's okay. Birthday cake. See how wet that one is? I may have to split that one. Put some more beads in it or something. I'm definitely going to put some more beads in this one. And this one, I didn't put any color in. But there's a lot of vanilla in the birthday cake one. So it's just going to naturally be yellow. I'm going to leave this one on the top shelf because it is definitely not anywhere near ready. And I'll probably bake all of them. I'll just probably go ahead and do it tomorrow to get it out of the way while these other ones are curing. But I'll probably get a couple hundred of them out of these ones that I made. There's more up here that have been ready for some time. The Smell of Him, it's like super sexy for men or sexy, I don't know. It's a cologne, a men's cologne. So it smells like men's cologne. That's why I say The Smell of Him, because I try not to use the actual name of the scent that they're duplicating because, you know. See, this one's still a little wet. It's the Lavender Fields one. But I'm not using that scent ever again, so it is what it is. That's pretty wet. That's a lavender one, of course. And the sad thing is that the lavender one doesn't really sell that well, so I'm going to have all of these lavender ones. This is pure leather, and this one So it'll smell like a new car. Smells like a new car. Most of these are lavender because, yeah. Alright, so now I'm just going to pause the video. Finish these up. Oh, I always take a sticker or a piece of paper and tape it on. Some people do the dates. I don't even do the dates anymore. It's just not even. So this was banana nut bread. You can do the date if you want to make sure that you're not going to use it before. I think you're supposed to let it cure at least 2 weeks. I think. I don't remember. Mine are always curing for at least 2 weeks before I use them because I always make them right after I've made a big bunch, and I usually don't have to make them but every month or so. So by the time they're done curing or soaking up the liquid then, or the oil, then they've sat there for another 2 weeks probably. So then I just stick it, banana nut bread, on there, and then I'll put it on the shelf. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to pause, finish my duties, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, I got all those done. There's all the ones that I just did here. My empty jars, and those are all the ones that are done. Like, ready to be used, except for some of them are a little bit still wet, because those are the Lavender Fields ones. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not a scent I'm going back to using or anything like that, so it's not a big deal. There's a couple more up here from a year ago still that I need to combine with something else, I think. Same scent, obviously, because there's only like un poquito. So now my next adventure is I have to fill this bin. And probably 2 more of these bins. With basically Fruit Loops. It's my #1 seller, and this is a teeny tiny little burner. It's what I use. I'm also going to be multitasking. I think one of the other things is I'm going to make some earrings. Not that I need earrings made, but I like to keep the I'm out. I've noticed that when I don't change them out for a while, even though I might not be in the same area, especially at the shop, I need to put new ones at the shop. So, I need to do some at the shop. Get a dropper. I don't know what happened to mine. Here's my thermometer. The dropper I was using has disappeared. Okay. I need to buy a new round of droppers. Anyway. Because you can't do this without a dropper unless you want to just dump it on and scrape it over, which some people probably do. I do not. Oh, I need my scent. So, I call it Loopy Fruits because, again, trademarks. They're making the scent, but I don't want to call it Fruit Loops because then they could come after me for using their words. So I call it Loopy Fruits. I usually do 8 ounces at a time per color and then start back over so it's easier to mix in the bucket. So I take my thing, and I'm not turning it around again. And I fill my wax in here. So this wax is I don't remember the name of the wax, but it is a soy. It says soy blend, but it is 100% soy, so it's like maybe multiple different types of soy. It is 100% soy, so it is environmentally friendly, more sustainable, made in the USA. It's over 8, but it's fine. It is healthier for you as a human. It burns cleaner, so if it's a candle or even a wax melt, it is healthier for you in the long run. So, yeah. All right, so that was 8 ounces, and we don't need this right this minute. And then what I do is I just turn it on, and stick my thermometer in. This one says that you have to put the scent in at 186, and for this wax, you put the scent in at 186, and I use the recommendations for the wax, not the oils and all that stuff, only because I was following the oil recommendations, and my stuff was turning out not so good. So when I started following the wax recommendations, it started working better. I had less frosting and all that stuff. So this one is like 186-ish for the to add the oil. And then it recommends 165 to put it in the mold or pour it, basically. So as long as it's between 160 and 170, I find it okay. Sometimes it's not that hot in this thing for this, and that's okay. As long as it's not like only 100 degrees, because it will be like mush when it's coming out of this. So if you try to do a dropper of mush, your dropper's just going to get blocked in. And even still, with it being the right temperatures, it still gets blocked up. So, yeah. So you just have to wait. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to pull these. Some of these them to get waxy or any oil on them. Some of these are going to be earrings. Some of them are going to be put aside for like journals and stuff. So the bigger ones are going to be journals, and the smaller ones will be earrings, provided that there's sets. I thought they were sets, so I'm just going to sort them through. While we're waiting on the wax. And one of my issues with what I do is that I get distracted easily, and so I can't even, I don't know, I have to make sure I'm paying attention. I'm not sure there's going to be any pairs. I may not be able to make earrings. There's a pair. That's kind of big for an earring. But that one's huge. Little tiny ones. Let me get a tray so I can move these easily when I need to. when it's time to pour, I can get that out of the way quickly. Be great for the Ren Fair. Maybe, if you can see it. Okay. Alright, so right now, it's starting to melt. Oh, there's my... Haha! Found it. That's funny. It's probably ruined now. Okay, well, next time look inside the... I know this is the same one I just used, so it's starting to melt a little bit. It's just over 100 degrees. But because I'm setting it in there, it reads higher. Alright, so we're okay. Okay. All right. Quit chewing. Right, so it's a little over 200 degrees right now. So we're going to let it cool off a little bit. We've got the burner off. We'll go back to the keys. You're going to let it cool to the 187 before we put the fragrance oil in. So that's what we are going to do. Okay. Alright, now it's time. I actually let it go too long. That's fine. So now, for my wax melts, I do 10%. So this was 8 ounces. And so I'm going to put 0.8 ounces in. It's easier with these to just squeeze it right in. You have better control. And you don't overdose it as much as often. That's 0.805. So it's a little smidgen over. And then the rule of thumb is you stir it for a full 2 minutes. And if you're going to put color in it, this is the time. I usually do the color. Some people wait. This is green. So we're going to do green. Just put a ton in there. Probably too much. I don't measure that. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine. So, I never get the right color. Well, the same color, I should say. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way in color-wise to make imitation Fruit Loops out of wax. People that buy them don't seem to care if the colors aren't perfect. So, I'm not going to worry about it either. So, you just stir it for 2 whole minutes. Some people will put the colorant in after you take it off the burner when it's hot. And I've done that too. You can do that if you heated it up too high, you put the colorant in, and while you're stirring the colorant in, it cools it off. So usually after I've put the oil in and the colorant in, by the time I'm done stirring for the 2 minutes, it's pretty much cooled off enough to just go ahead and jump right into piping it into the cavities. I think some people will just dump it and scrape it into the cavities. But and I could do that myself and probably save some time. But then you have to scrape it off and hope that you don't break your product once it's cool. So I actually just prefer to drop it in. It still makes a little bit of a mess, and that's fine. I think it's been 2 minutes. I don't know. It's been long enough for me. My arm's tired. I'm cool with it. So now we are at at 158. So we're a little bit lower than what I like to use, what the recommended temperature is, but we're not in the we're not in the danger zone for it to, muck. Again, this is a non-food product. People don't eat this. So I'm just going to scrape off the purple. It's the same scent. I don't use any other scent in the Fruit Loop mold. I'll just scrape off that excess, not access like most people say. Yeah, I got wax all over me. Alright, there's still some inside that's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine. We're all good and golden dandy. So then, I just take my pipe, my little pipette, and I go in for the kill. Oh, probably shouldn't say that. I might get banned. Just pipe in each little cavity. It only takes a few minutes, so you're not saving a ton of time. Each one holds a little over an ounce. If you didn't want to make a big giant batch and you wanted to get a little more scientific and only make the wax you need to fill one whole mold for each color, if you didn't need to make it in mass quantities, you just wanted to make it for at home, you could certainly weigh it out and do the math. There is candle math. It's a real thing. There's a whole science behind how you do the candle versus scent oil so that you're not making too much. So you're not wasting, right? So I'm not worried about it because this is a wax melt and I'm going to use all of it. I'm going to do this until this amount is gone. And I just reheat my wax right there on that burner. A lot of people will cringe at that because most of them say, oh, you have to use a double boiler. Okay, well, my wax kit came with this. It did not come with a double boiler. It came with this. I read the instructions. This is what it told me to do. I researched and found that this is perfectly acceptable. And honestly, I've not had any issues because I don't walk away from it ever. And I don't like, I don't know. I just don't have issues with it. I don't burn my wax because I pay attention. I don't turn it up on high. I do it on like medium. So it does warm up slow-ish. It probably warms up faster than most people think that you should warm it up. But I personally have not had any issues. Do not do what I do. Do your research before you do it. I am just showing you what I do. I'm not teaching you how to do it properly, I guess. Maybe. This is how I do it. If it's improper, I'm cool with that. But this is me. This is how I'm doing it. I'm just going to set that aside. This is going to take a little bit to cool. So here's my scientific study. When you take it out, when it's still warm to the touch, it's going to fall apart because it's still going to be mushy and it's just not going to be a wax melt. If you take it out after you've let it set overnight, it's going to be too hard and you'll get a lot of breakage. It's not wrong to do it that way. You can do it that way, but they're harder. And you will, like I said, get a lot of breakage. So you have to, I do it until it's no longer warm to the touch. That could be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour after I've poured the last one. So I just move on to doing something else. That's why I'm always doing something else at the time. So then when I remember to go back, I'm remembering and I go back and I start all over again. I pull all these out, put them in my bin, and then I warm up my wax I start warming the wax while I'm pulling these out. By the time I'm pulling these out, it's warmed back up to about 180 or 165, and it's time to start all over again. I don't have to put the oil in because it's already in there. And then I just do my dropper and it's done. And then I move on. So I'm gonna keep working on these while those cool. Then I will show you when those are cool how to pull them out. And then I will probably end the video there. And then I will come back when I'm done filling the bucket and show you what the bucket looks like when it's full. It'll be a couple of days. I'm not going to get it done in one day. It takes about 2 days to get that half full. So I might not even get it done this week. I have plenty for the weekend, but I need to get that tub and probably 2 more tubs full before July hits, because it's going to be insane. So yeah, so we're just going to move on to finishing the keys, which looks. I might not like it. I might have to buy some findings that match. My fingernails get in the way when I do this. So this might actually sit funny. Let's see. Yeah. Need two rings. 2 rings is better than 1. There's my senior Great Dane barking at the wind. He might chew a hole on the couch because he thinks he's alone. That's enough! Hopefully he won't chew a hole in the couch since I screamed at him. So, depending on which direction you want the earring to lay or hang, should I say, sometimes you have to put more than 1 jump ring in. And I wanted them to lay, or hang, sorry, this way. So I had to put this middle jump ring in to orient it the correct direction. Cute. I mean, it's not perfect because it's got a different color Alright. So, alright, so all you have to do, provided that it's cool enough, which I think it is, it doesn't feel warm at all, you just pop it out, and that's what you get. And I try to do 4 until it no longer fits in my hand. Toss it in my buggy or my bucket. Buggy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just keep going. I push the back. Helps it come out. Just kind of have to do what feels good to you. I've done it so much now that it's just like I couldn't even describe it how I do it. I just do it. Like I said, I'll just throw it in there. Once I get a couple colors in there, I'll mix it around. Yeah, put the lid on it and shake it. And then I'll get 1 round of color done because there's 6 colors. I do 6 colors. I do green, yellow, purple, orange, red, and a teal color. Those are the closest colors to the ones that are in the cereal itself, from what I looked up. If it's not, it's fine. I don't really care. But that's what I do. I used to use those 6 colors. And I did actually forget to put my... See, it'll solidify again. And then I just put it on medium-low and let it warm back up just until it's melted. Usually that's right about 150 to 160. And then I will do my dropper and a pipette. Fill the cavities and set it aside and go back to the other thing I was working on, and I just rotate that all day long. Just each one of these 8-ounce containers takes, it does about 5 or 6 of these. I lost count the last time, but it was around 5 or 6. So yeah. And as you can see, there's some on the sides. Let me turn it this way. See that? If you have a heat gun, you can blast that off. So it runs back down. And it'll even warm that up for you. But I prefer to warm it up on the burner because it evenly distributes it and warms it up better. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I just wanted to kind of show you what I was doing today. I'm going to record all of the things that I do today because the earrings, I'll come back and I might take video of the earrings when they're done, put on the cards and all that, or I might add a video in while I'm putting them on the cards so you can see that process as well. But I need to stop this video because it's 1 hour and 30 minutes already, and I need to not make so many long videos. So anyway, just yeah, I'm just gonna stop it here, and then I will add in the earrings when they are done and show you the progress on the Fruit Loops, and then I'll do my ending salutations and all that stuff. All right, I'll see you later. Alrighty. To add to today's video, I am going to show you the ending results of these. I have been a little preoccupied. I should have been on another color by now. It's like 5 o'clock. And I've just kind of let these set here and get cold, so they're going to be broken. And like I said prior in another or earlier part of this video, if they get too cold, they break easier. So I let them set too long. I should have been doing this like every 15 minutes. I should have been on another color, even a third color by now probably. But I get easily distracted with the computer, with the TV, with doing the earrings, and I was doing earrings and I forgot that I was doing the the wax melts. This is why everything takes so long, because I totally ADHD in the midst of everything else. It's total chaos. So yay. So I'll just pull these out. This will be the last for the green-ish color. It's kind of green. I'll show you how much it fills up that bin. This is, I think, the 6th one. I tried to count it. Again, ADHD'd and forgot. But I'm pretty sure this was 6th one and it didn't fill it all the way. So 8 ounces is like 5 3/4 times. So in essence, if it only takes about 20 minutes per round, it should have only taken me about an hour and a half to get one color done. And in the last 4 hours since the video has been paused, I probably should have had 3 colors complete. I, however, got distracted with the earrings, which those are almost done. Those key earrings. I've got other earrings that I'm going to start. So I will start another color, but not right here on camera. And then I'm going to move over to the earrings and show you. I've got 2 pair left. So basically what I do is after they are on the hooks, just put them on my little cute card. It's got my business name, the price on it. It's really small. It also has my booth number on it in case I take them straight from events and toss them into the shop. So that I don't have to worry about relabeling them or repackaging them or anything. Everything is already there, and it's easier. I just can add it to my inventory, which I haven't done very good on my inventory this month. I wrote everything down and took a bunch of stuff out of the booth and put a bunch of stuff in, and I have not updated my inventory list. So I just put it in a little tiny bag like this because I've noticed that being outside for most of my events, the humidity makes my cards bend and stuff, and so just to protect the cards and the product and everything from dust and things. And I have this chomper thing. I think it's for leather work, but it punches holes in everything. So then I just go in, chomp it, and it puts a hole in it so that I can hang it on my earring holder. And that is how I do the earrings. I had just handmade tiny little books with real flippable pages. There's no words on the pages, but and then made them into earrings. The other day I made 30 or 40 pair of those. And then I made a multitude of fairy potion earrings. I think I made those on camera in one of my last videos. I can't remember. But so all the earrings that I had when I started are going to eventually be replaced because I've got these. And these are more geared towards the Ren Fair. And then I have, get rid of this. Dragons. Now some of these may have to be a necklace because I mean those are going to be huge in the ear. You're not but so then I'm going to make these smaller versions of dragons into earrings. But these larger ones I might make necklaces out of because those are really big, and I hope that they had pairs. It looked like when I bought them there were pairs, so there better be pairs so I could make earrings out of them. Oh well, if not, then there's a pair. So I'm just gonna go through these and pair them up and make earrings out of them and continue on making more. Oh, let me show you. This is it. This is all that I got out of 8 ounces. So, and I gotta fill this whole tub. I mean, by the time I do all 6 colors, it's about to here. So I have to at least do it 3 times to fill that up. And I want to have at least 2 bins backed up. So I'm going to be doing this for weeks. And I have to do all these other crafts that I want to do in between. So yeah, there's not going to be any waking moment that I won't be in this craft room that I'm not at an event, because it's just it's just the way it goes. So I have a busy filled life. That's how I roll, and you know, it's the name of the game when you're trying to make a small business work, especially one like mine. So anyway, I'm going to end this video for today here. I hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be quite long. It's probably about an hour long, but I sit there and watch hour-long work with me videos and vendor events and stuff. So hopefully people will watch this too. I will put shorter ones out for people that don't like to watch long videos. I know that most of my views are only like 2 to 3 minutes long anyway. I don't have a whole lot of followers just yet that like the long play. But that's probably what I'm going to be moving towards, because everything that I do in my life is long play. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you are a rock star. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all of the things. I'd love to get back over 1,000 within the next couple of months, and really get this YouTube channel rolling again. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things, make some comments, ask questions. I will answer them as I see them. So yeah, I'm saying a lot. As always, I love you. Make sure you have a blessed day. Bye, guys.